Shabbat Shalom, and welcome to Congregation Beth Israel in Houston, Texas. We're glad that you can join us this Shabbat. Shabbat is our day of rest and joy that allows us to create a separation from all that may have occurred during the week. May our prayers, words, and songs help to elevate your soul and bring you comfort, strength, and peace this day. Please enjoy our service.
Good morning, Shabbat Shalom. Good Shabbos to each of you as we come together in the sanctuary this morning and find our seats. I want to make sure, first of all, that everyone has a prayer book in their hands. If you don't, they are available just outside the doors on a cart. As we come together on this day, we take a deep breath and reflect on how grateful we are for the opportunity to come together. On Shabbat especially, our day of rest, which enables us to create a separation from all that may have occurred during the week and spend time in prayer and reflection, thanking God for the opportunity to be together as a community, for our good health and for all we anticipate in the future. And especially on this Shabbat morning, we are grateful for the opportunity to celebrate with Jonathan and his family as he is called to the Torah as a Bar Mitzvah. We're pleased to welcome his family and friends who are here in the main sanctuary and also those who are joining us via live stream. Throughout the service this morning, we'll invite you to follow and join us in our prayers both in Hebrew and in English. I'd like to ask, please, anyone who has brought a cell phone with them, please to silence it and refrain from using it during the service for any purpose. Cantor will now continue as she begins by leading us in song.
We continue now with the singing of Ma Tovu on page 74. How fair are your tents, O Jacob, your dwellings, O Israel.
We continue on page 77.
Blessed are you, Adonai our God, sovereign over the universe. With divine wisdom, you've made our bodies, combining veins, arteries, and vital organs into a finely balanced network. Wondrous maker and sustainer of life, and one of them to fail, how well we are aware, we will lack the strength to stand before you. Blessed are you, Adonai, source of our health and strength. Please turn to page 108 and rise for Baruch. Page 110. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Yotzer or uvarei hoseh oseh shalom uvarei et hakol Ha'ma'ir la'aretz v'la'adarim alecha barachamim uvtuvo mahadesh b'chol yom tamid ma'aseh b'rishi Ma Rabu, Ma'asecha, Adonai, Kulam, B'chokma, Asita, Ma'ala, Ha'aretz, Kinaneha, Titbarach, Adonai, Eloheinu, Al She'at, Asa, Yaha, V'al Me'orei, or She'at Sita, Yifaruha, Selah, or Hadash, Al Sion, Ta'ir v'nizke kulanu mehera loro baruch atah Adonai yotzer hama'orot. We continue on page 113. Once or twice in a lifetime, our man or woman may choose a radical leaving, having heard, Lach Laha, go forth. God disturbs us toward our destiny and by hard events, and by freedom's now urgent voice, which explode and confirm who we are. We don't like leaving, but God loves becoming. Baruch atah Adonai haboher b'mel Yisrael ba'ahava. Page 114.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto, Leolam Va'ed.
Please be seated. Page 116. Ve'ahavta Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavecha uv'chol nafshecha uv'chol meodecha v'chayu haravarim ha'ele asher anohi mitzavecha hayom alavecha v'shinam tam levanecha v'dibarta bam B'shiftecha b'veitecha, uvelektecha v'adere, uveshokbecha uvekumecha, ukeshartam leo al yadecha, v'hayu letotafo bein einecha, uketavtam amazizot beitecha, uvisharecha, leman tiskaru, v'asitem et kol mitzvotai, Vitam kodoshim leloheihem, ani Adonai Eloheihem, asher hotzeiti tem me'eretz Mitzrayim, lio lahem lelohim, ani Adonai Eloheihem. We'll read together in the middle of the page. You shall love Adonai your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might. Take to heart these instructions with which I charge you this day. Impress them upon your children. Recite them when you stay at home and when you are away, when you lie down and when you get up. Bind them as a sign on your hand and let them serve as a symbol on your forehead. Inscribe them on the doorpost of your house and on your gates. Thus you shall to remember to observe all my commandments and be holy to your God. I am Adonai your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt to be your God. I am Adonai your God. Adonai Eloheihem Emet. Please turn to page 121. Emet. There is no place where you are not. Even in the wilderness, there is your word. Emet, that pen strokes of lightning, white fire, black flame, stir the soul's passion, guide our sacred way, true and enduring as Torah. Your truth for us is certain and established, now and forevermore. Like Moses, Miriam, and all Israel, we sing out and rejoice.
Shir
Rock of Israel, rise in support of Israel, and redeem Judah and Israel as your promise. Our Redeemer, Adonai, Vote is your name. Blessed are you, Adonai, for redeeming Israel. We continue now with our tefillah on pages 126, 124, and 128. Please rise. Adonai sefatay tivta ufi yagi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzhak Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rahel Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanorah El Elyon Gomel Hasadim Tovim V'Konei Hakol V'Zoher Hasdei Avot V'Imahot Umevi Geula Livnei V'Nehem Laman Mo V'Ahava Melech Ozer U'Mashiach U'Magen Baruch atah Adonai Magen Avraham V'Ezrat Sarah Ata Gibor L'Olam Adonai Mehaye Hakol Ata Rav Lehoshia Mehakel Hayim Behesed Mehaye Hakol Barachamim Rabim Somech Noflim Verofei Holim Umatir Asurim Umekayim emunato lishanei afar miha moha baal gevurot umido melach melech memi umehaye umatzmiya Yeshua ve'enaman ata lahachayot hakol baruch atah Adonai mehaye hakol. Read together in the middle of the page. You are forever mighty, Adonai, you give life to all. You sustain life through love, giving life to all. Through great compassion, supporting the fallen, healing the sick, freeing the captive, keeping faith with those who sleep in the dust. Who is like you, source of mighty acts? Who resembles you, a sovereign who takes and gives life, causing deliverance to spring up, and faithfully giving life to all? Blessed are you, Adonai, who gives life to all. Page 130.
נקדיש שמך בעולם, כשם שמקדישים אותו בשמי מרום, הכתוב על יד נביאך, וקרא זה בזה ואמר, קדוש, 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 אדוני צבאות, מלוא כל הארץ, כבודו, אדיר, אדירנו, אדוני, אדוננו, אדיר שמך בכל הארץ, ברוך כבוד אדוני ממקומו. אחד הוא אלוהינו, הוא אבינו ומלכנו, הוא מושיענו והוא ישמיענו, ברחמיו לעיני כל חי. ימלוך אדוני לעולם, אלוהיך ציון, לדור ודור, הללויה. לדור ודור נגיד גודלך, ולנצח נצחים קדושתך נקדיש, ושבחך אלוהינו מפינו לא יבוש, לעולם בעד. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
To all generations we will declare your greatness, and for all eternity proclaim your holiness. Your praise, O God, shall never depart from our lips. Blessed are you, Adonai, the holy God. Please be seated. Page 132.
Shabbat, kulam yisbehu, v'yitargu mituvecha Shabbat, yismechu v'malchutecha, yismechu v'malchutecha, shomrei Shabbat v'korei oneg Shabbat, v'yihal sheviratita bo, ratzita bo v'kidashto Shabbat. Shabbat, yismechu b'malchutecha, yismechu b'malchutecha, shomrei Shabbat v'korei oneg Shabbat, Shabbat.
Those who keep Shabbat by calling it a delight will rejoice in your realm. The people that hallow Shabbat will delight in your goodness, for being pleased with the seventh day, you hallowed it as one of the most precious of days, drawing our attention to the work of creation. We continue reading together on page 134. Our God and God of our ancestors, be pleased with our rest. Sanctify us with your mitzvot, and grant us a share in your Torah. Satisfy us with your goodness, and gladden us with your salvation. Purify our hearts to serve you in truth. In your gracious love, Adonai our God, grant us your holy Shabbat as a heritage. May Israel, who sanctifies Ganyim, rest on Shabbat. Blessed are you, Adonai, who sanctifies Shabbat. Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat. Page 137. Ever-present one, may we, your people Israel, be worthy in our deeds and our prayer. Wherever we live, wherever we seek you in this land, and sound restored in all lands. You are our God, whom alone we serve in reverence. Page 138. Modim anachnu la sha'ata hu Adonai Eloheinu Elohei Avotenu v'imotenu l'olam va'ed. Sor hayenu magen ishenu atah hu lador vador. We read together in the middle of the page. We acknowledge with thanks that you are Adonai, our God, and the God of our ancestors forever. You are the rock of our lives and the shield of our salvation in every generation. Let us thank you and praise you for our lives which are in your hand, for our souls which are in your care, for your miracles that we experience every day, and for your wondrous deeds and favors at every time of day, evening, morning, and noon. O good one, whose mercies never end, O compassionate one, whose kindness never fails, we forever put our hope in you. For all these things, O sovereign, let your name be forever praised and blessed. O God, our Redeemer and Helper, let all who live affirm you, praise your name in truth. Blessed are you, Adonai, your name is goodness, and you are worthy of thanksgiving. Page 140. Grant peace, goodness, and blessing, grace, kindness, and mercy to us and to all your people, Israel. Bless us, our Creator, all of us together, through the light of your presence. Truly, through the light of your presence, Adonai, our God. You gave us a Torah of life, the love of kindness, justice, and blessing, mercy, life, and peace. May you see fit to bless your people, Israel, at all times, at every hour, with your peace. Praised are you, Adonai, who blesses your people, Israel, with peace. pray silently.
In our prayer book, we turn to page 244 as we prepare for the reading of Torah. Ein kamocha v'Elohim Adonai v'ein kama'asecha malchutcha malchut kol olamim umemshaltecha b'chol dor v'ador Adonai melech Adonai malach Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed Adonai oz le'amo yiten Adonai varech et amo va'ashalom. There is none like you among the gods, Adonai, and there are no deeds like yours. You are sovereign over all worlds, and your dominion is in all generations. Adonai reigns, Adonai has reigned. Adonai will reign forever and ever. Adonai will give strength to our people. Adonai will bless our people with peace. It's a great pleasure to open the doors of the Holy Ark in a moment in honor of Tony and Wendell Pickett, to undress the Torah for reading in honor of Danielle and Brian Shmulin, and now to invite grandparents to join us on the bima for the passing of Torah from generation to generation, and to do so as well in honor of Carolyn Fleischman, who is not here today, but certainly watching by live stream. So if you are a grandparent, please join us here and let us rise.
Melech
take our places before the Holy Ark, and we are so pleased and so proud that this family continues to bear the responsibility of our people, to take hold of the Torah, to make it their very own, and to be sure that in all the ways that they observe and we observe together, we are bearing witness to God's covenant through ritual, through deed, through mitzvah, and surely by passing the Torah from great-grandparent, grandparents, to parents, to child.
V'hishtavu lahar kodsho, ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu. Exalt Adonai our God and bow down toward God's holy mountain, for Adonai our God is holy.
Shema Israel, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo. Gadol Adonai iti, uneromema Shemo yachdav. Lecha Adonai Hagiduna V'Hagivura V'Hatiferet V'Hanetzach V'Hahod Ki chol b'shamayim u'va'aretz Ki chol b'shamayim u'va'aretz Lecha Adonai HaMelachal Yamid Nasi
And this Shabbat morning, we open the Torah to the book of Leviticus, chapter 25, verse 1, in the portion called Bahar. And it's a great honor to include on the bima, to recite the blessing over Torah as we give thanks to God for its gifts. Lynn and Carl Schmulin, Anita Sweetlin, Karen and Rob Sweetlin, and in honor of Bob Sweetlin and Carolyn Fleischman. And so we call you now to recite the blessings for Torah. Baruch Adonai Hambarach Leolam Vahed.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach Leolam Vahed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Asher B'Harvanu Mikol Hazmin V'Natan Lanu Et Torato Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen.
Amen. Vaydaber Adonai El Moshe Bahar Sinai Lemor. Daber El Bnei Yisrael Varmata Alehem Ki Tavu El Haaretz Asher Ani Noten Lahem V'Savta Haaretz Shabbat Ladonai Sheish Shanim Tivzra Sadeha V'Sheish Shanim Tivzmor V'Harmaha V'Savta Et Tevuata Uvashana Hashvei Shabbat Shabbaton Yeh La'aretz Shabbat Ladonai Saraha Lo Tivzra V'Harmaha Lo Tivzmor Sifia Getzerha Lo Tiksor Ve'in Ve Nezireha Lo Tivsor Shanat Shabbaton yet la'aretz. V'hayata sheva Shabbat ha'aretz lahem l'okla laha ulavdeha v'la'amatecha leave him taha v'licherha ulotoshabeha hagarim ima.
Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah emet, v'hayei olam nata v'tochenu, Baruch atah Adonai, noten haTorah. Amen.
Ya'amod Yonatan la'aliyah la'Torah.
Baruch et Adonai hamavarah.
Baruch Adonai Hamarach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai hamavarach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bahar banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
V'leif hemtaha v'lahaya asher ba'artzah tiyeh chol tevuata le'echol. V'sivarta lecha sheva shabbatot shanim sheva parmim v'hayu lecha yemei sheva shabbatot hashanim teisha v'arba'im shana. V'ha'avarta shofar teruah ba'chodesh hashve'i ba'asor la'chodesh b'yam haKippurim taviru shofar b'chol artehem. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam, asher natan lanu Torah emet, v'chayei olam nata b'tohenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Give your hands a hug and breathe. We dress the Torah now in honor of Benjamin, Josh, and Alex Sweetman.
Is from Jeremiah chapter 32, verses 11 to 13. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam, asher bahar be'inavim tovim v'ratzah v'divreihem ha'anemarim be'emet. Baruch atah Adonai haboher b'Torah uv'Moshe avdo uv'Yisrael amo uv'Navi'ei ha'emet v'tzedek. Then I took the deed of purchase, the sealed copy containing the terms and conditions, and the open one, and gave the deed to Baruch, son of Neriah and grandson of Maaseiah, in the presence of my cousin Shanamel, of the witnesses who had signed the deed of purchase, and in the presence of all the Judeans who were present in the court of the guard. In the presence of them all, I gave Baruch the instruction. Praise to you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, rock of all creation, righteous one of all generations, the faithful God, whose word is deed, who creates by speaking, whose every command is just and true, for the Torah, for the privileged worship, for the prophets, and for this Shabbat that you, Adonai our God, have given us, for holiness and rest, for honor and glory, for everything, Adonai our God, we thank and bless you. May your name be blessed forever by every living being. Praise to you, Adonai, for the Sabbath and its holiness.
Amen.
My Torah portion is from the book of Leviticus and is called Bahar. It states that God gave the Jews the promised land, allowing the Jews to work the land and harvest the land for 6 years. But in the 7th year, the Jews must take a break and give the land complete rest. This is called the Jubilee, the Sabbath of Sabbaths. In the 7th year, the land must grow on its own and give back to all who are in need. The Jews had to adapt to the 7th year, and it made them very grateful for what they had. My Torah portion also states that on Yom Kippur, we should sound the horn and have a time of Jubilee. The lesson from my Torah portion is we have to adapt to what happens in our life. My Torah portion states that in the 7th year, we must adapt and take only what we need from our land. It also states we must give our land a break and take care of it. As the famous Jewish commentator Rashi explained, the reason for the sabbatical year is to give the land time to rest, just as the weekly Sabbath allows a human being to seek renewal and revitalization through rest. The sabbatical and Jubilee years, like the Sabbath, provided the land with a required period of reinvigoration. This past year has been like a required period of reinvigoration. We were forced to stay home, do school on Zoom, be only with our family, not see friends or grandparents or cousins, and stay in all day, every day with our parents and siblings. We were forced to stop, slow down, be less scheduled or totally unscheduled. This year gave us a time to pause and look at things in a different way. We learned what we can handle and how resilient we can be. We had to adapt to a totally different way of life, and we were forced to rest, just like God commands us to rest the land in the Jubilee year. I adapted to the coronavirus by having to change my bar mitzvah date, no summer camp, online school, no trips, social distancing, and wearing masks. I had to learn to entertain myself and keep myself happy, which at times was hard. I want you to ask yourself, how did I come out more rested, more productive, more grateful? How did I adapt? Around the start of quarantine, I had appendicitis. I got my surgery, but they also noticed that I had a heart problem. The problem was that every 2 to 3 beats, my heart does an extra beat. I had to start taking medication for it, and the heartbeats became a lot less frequent. This inspired me to do my mitzvah project, which is volunteering with Generation Serve, which engages kids and teens in volunteering and empowers them to make a difference in their communities. Generation Serve has been an important organization to our family. I'm making welcome kits for kids who come to Houston from all over the world to get heart surgery for Heart Gift, one of Generation Serve's partners. I'm also packing healthy snack packs for the homeless. These snack packs will be delivered through Generation Serve's nonprofit partner, Search Homeless, to their clients. Now I want to thank the rabbis. Thank you, Rabbi Scott, Rabbi Lyon, Rabbi Sadaloff, and Cantor Trumpeter for their guidance, encouragement, and patience. I also want to thank my tutor, Debbie, for teaching me my prayers and Torah portion. She's helped me learn Hebrew and made it fun along the way by making me laugh every session. I want to thank my grandparents, Gigi and Poppy, and Mimi and Gemma, for always being so kind, giving me gifts, and giving me great advice and support. I love spending time with all of you, and I'm so grateful to be here with you to celebrate this special day in my life. I especially want to thank Mima. I'm so happy you are here with me celebrating this special day in my life, and I can't wait to spend time with you in Mayakoba this year. I love you so much. I want to thank my brothers. Thank you, Benjamin, for helping me fix all sorts of things and playing games with me. Thank you, Josh, for playing games, sports, and watching shows with me. Thank you, Alex, for putting up with all my teasing and playing games and being outside with me. Thank you, Charlie, my dog, for always being there for me to hug when I'm sad. Lastly, I want to thank my parents. Thank you, Dad, for always helping me with sports and cheering me on at my games. Thank you for being supportive of me and driving me places. Thank you, Mom, for driving me to school and making food for the family. Thank you for watching TV shows with me and being there for me when I'm sad. Thank you, Mom and Dad. I love you so much. Thank you, God, for giving me these wonderful people in my life. Shabbat Shalom.
Jonathan, now you can really take a deep breath and relax in front of everybody who's here, everybody who's on live stream too, who's watching you. Let me share a few words with you as I listen to you today. I was concerned you had somewhere to be earlier because you're just reading so quickly during the service, but I'm sure that you got yourself together. You just did so nicely. Standing at the Torah with you to listen to you chant was really a privilege. But listening to your words helped me understand even more about you today. You are part of a very special family, and when you go on that special vacation each year, the numbers of you have just multiplied. It's a beautiful blessing that especially your great-grandmother has come to enjoy so very much. But it's this day, apart from any other, that we now put a spotlight on because you have become a young man in the Jewish community. And you have kept the promise of our people for so many generations and the promise of your own family too, which is so much more easy to identify with and certainly to feel so proud of as well. Jonathan, you are so many things. You are a good student, you are a wonderful athlete, and you still have room to be a wonderful Jewish man. Sometimes it's hard to figure out, how do I do it all? How do I make time to get ready for a bar mitzvah? But it's clear that you can do it, and you've done it. And as you grow from this day forward, you'll discover that, as you've described in your speech about your own health and well-being, it isn't every young person who has to be concerned about those things. They take every day for granted. You don't. You are aware of life's fragility, but also its opportunity. And so your Torah portion speaks about all the different ways that we make our way in the future, being aware of God's presence, the need for taking a rest, a pause, to take care of yourself, to take care of others. Shabbat is our holy day, and today obviously we've set aside everything so we can focus on you and this moment. What's more, your Torah portion includes a very famous line that says, "Proclaim liberty throughout the land for all its inhabitants." The Liberty Bell in Philadelphia is inscribed with a verse from your Torah portion. Our founding fathers were not Jewish, but they knew their Bible, and they knew our Torah. And so today we appreciate that freedom is what we want for you, Jonathan. To be freed from the trials and tribulations of the world, simply to be all that you can be. Now, everybody in this room has a dream for you, but the most important dream is the dream you have for yourself. Whatever you wish to be, it's our hope that you're going to do it, be it. And if it has to be changed a little bit in the future, well, that's your freedom too, to turn left or right and find your way where you need to be. As you read from Bahar, this Shabbat is also a double portion. So if we had more time, we would also read from Bechukotai, which brings us to the very end of the book of Leviticus. And when we reach the end of a book of Torah, with certain anticipation, we get ready for the next book. And as we do, we say, Chazak, Chazak, V'nit Chazek. It means be strong, and let us be a source of strength for each other. Well, Jonathan, today, you have marked the end of something. You're no longer a kid. Is that okay with you? You are now a young man in the Jewish community, in the sight of your family and God, your clergy, and in your own eyes too. So, just as the Torah portion comes to a close and we look forward to beginning the book of Numbers next week, we say, be strong, Jonathan, be strong, and help us be a source of strength to all people who are touched by your life and in all the ways that you'll continue to grow and do the wonderful things that God has blessed you to do. Mazel tov to you. So proud of you. And I have some special gifts for you today that you have surely earned. A Kiddish cup to take home and to raise on Shabbat and special occasions. A certificate for $250 to be used to help pay for your way to a trip to Israel with the Reformed Jewish movement, to go to the place where it all began, Torah, our faith, our traditions, but also that cell phone that you left in the room behind this morning is filled with Israeli technology and ingenuity. So come home and tell us all about it and continue to grow our congregation and community. And this is your certificate of Bar Mitzvah. It says, Jonathan, you really did it. You came to the Torah, you chanted from Bahar and taught us well. And because you're such a bright and outgoing person, I want to remind you that Jewish learning and education doesn't end. It's a lifelong process. So you are now eligible to enter Kehila High, our community high school program that brings young people just like yourself together on Wednesday night to learn from community rabbis, inspired teachers, and to meet a lot of new Jewish friends. I hope you'll consider joining us there. And now I'd like to invite our clergy together so we can bless you on your Bar Mitzvah day. If you'll turn and face the Holy Ark behind me, it's our privilege to extend to you the blessing of old, that it will go well with you today and for many, many years to come.
May God bless you and keep you.
May God's presence shine upon you and always be good to you.
May God grant you, Jonathan, all that you wish for yourself and all that we wish for you too. May be long life, good health, mitzvah, and a lifetime of peace.
Amen.
Amen. Mazel tov. You can return to your seat. And now we prepare to return the Torah to the Ark. We open the doors of the Holy Ark in honor of Lindsay and Mark Shmulin. As we raise the Torah now, we rise. Yehallelu et Shem Adonai ki nizkav shemo levado. Let us praise the name of the Lord, for God's name alone is exalted. We turn in our prayer books to the bottom of page 282 and 287, and we join in Aleinu.
Aleinu לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא, ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו
ושמו אחד.
Please remain standing.
We turn to page 294, and as we do, we call to heart and mind all those who have departed this earth and gone on to the peace of life eternal. In this Shabbat, we're especially thinking of those members of Jonathan's family who are here with us today in spirit. Lovingly, we remember Henry E. Can, Rosabelle C. Can, Betty C. Grant, Hallett G. Fleischman, Herman H. Fleischman, H. Jack Fleischman, Marcella Millard, Raymond Millard, Gage Risley, Susan Risley, Bernard H. Schmulin, Carolyn R. Schmulin, Jean Sweetland, and Leon H. Sweetland. We join together in the words of Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, ve'alma divra chirotei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei dechal Beit Israel, v'agala v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam olamei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnasei, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei d'kudasha b'reichu, Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tush b'chata v'nechamata, damiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'akol Yisrael v'imru amen. Osei shalom b'imramav, hu ya'asei shalom aleinu v'akol Yisrael v'imru amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and bring comfort to all the bereaved among us, as together we say, Amen. Please be seated. Our formal prayers have ended, but our blessings continue. It is now my pleasure to invite Jonathan down with his parents. They may share some personal words together.
Jonathan, you did it. You did an amazing job, and Dad and I are so very proud of you. It is really hard for me to believe we're actually here at this day. It has been a long, challenging year. There certainly were times when we weren't sure we'd be able to have your bar mitzvah with all your family and loved ones here to cheer you on in person. Words cannot express how incredibly grateful we are that you are here in this beautiful sanctuary, surrounded by loving family and close friends who are so very proud of you for all you've accomplished. As your Torah portion, which you spoke so beautifully about, teaches us, it is important to be able to adapt to changing circumstances, and we sure have had to adapt this past year. It's not been easy, but you have been amazingly resilient and patient and learned how to adapt. You've had to overcome some major challenges, whether it was having to stay home all the time, not see friends or family, do school on Zoom, miss summer camp and vacations, change your bar mitzvah date, or learn how to adapt to a health challenge and what that meant for you. You've risen to the occasion and proven to yourself and all of us that you can do anything you set your mind to, and we are so proud of you. It is especially fitting that your bar mitzvah date falls on Mother's Day weekend. I could not ask for a more beautiful and meaningful gift than to see you become a bar mitzvah. 13 years ago, you came into our life and made me a mom 3 times over as our sweet baby boy with those sparkling eyes and sweet smile. You would light up a room whenever you came in. You were such a happy, independent baby and always so curious, smart, and funny. Oh, your sense of humor. You always find ways to make us laugh, and you still do. Well, most of the time. You are our jokester and love to tease, especially me and your baby brother, Alex. You are adorably and frustratingly smarter, certainly than me, and you are always finding ways to pull one over on Mom. And I am so very happy to be your mom and watch you grow up. I admire how quickly you learn and easily master difficult subjects. I love how creative you are with your writing and your thinking. I love spending time with you and when we get to really talk about real issues, and I see your sense of justice and care come through. I love watching shows with you and watching you on the football and lacrosse field. I love how so seamlessly you make good, lifelong friends and seeing you act silly and goofy with them. You are loyal and true and know what matters to you. It is a blessing to watch you grow up, and I cannot wait to see what all you will accomplish. My prayer for you is that you see yourself as I do, as the incredible, smart, funny, sweet, handsome, amazing boy that you are, with so much happiness and joy ahead and so much to look forward to. I hope you know how phenomenal you are. You have a kind, sweet soul who can relate to all and will seek what is just and righteous. That you see how brilliant and capable you are and trust yourself to find purpose and causes that are meaningful to you and inspire you. I pray you know how much you are loved and are always surrounded by a close network of good friends and family. I pray that you see this day not as the end of a long study to become a bar mitzvah, but as the beginning of your spiritual journey to lead a Jewish life, and that one day you'll find true and lasting love and get married under a chuppah and are blessed with children of your own and watch them become a bar mitzvah. I hope you dream big and continue to reach for the stars. I thank God for you every day, for the love and joy you bring to all of us, and even the crazy teasing and teenage antics. You certainly make life interesting and funny. I pray you have a long, long life of good happiness, health, joy, and peace, and always know how much I love and adore you. I will always be here for you. Congratulations.
I promised I wouldn't start off with a knock-knock joke. So, Mom mentioned you're smart, and she is right. I remember when Shepard from Camp Skylamar came to our home and taught you and your brothers how to play a card game. You learned it really fast and started winning every round. I recall Josh getting frustrated and wanting to pummel you, but there was no disputing your competitiveness with games that require intellect. You've been very lucky to go through school with very little studying and maintaining almost straight A's. That's a gift that you have, and you need to nurture it and leverage that gift. You've also endured a lot for someone your age. You broke your arm when you were fairly little. You had appendicitis that happened in Galveston, and we had to rush you back to Texas Children's driving on the shoulder of I-45 with you writhing in pain, laying in the middle of the floorboard in the back of Mom's car. Then at the hospital, your appendix burst. And following your surgery, you had to deal with irregular heartbeats. So it's not been easy. But you've always pulled through and thrived afterwards. In addition, there are the countless times that your older brother or brothers have picked on you, and that's not easy either. There's an old adage that what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Well, you are much stronger than you think. And you've already learned that you can endure significant hardship and still emerge stronger. You're just starting to put in the work that is needed to take yourself to the next level. You recently started planning your school week and properly allocating your time to complete work assignments and study for tests and quizzes. You also put in extraordinary time preparing for this bar mitzvah. And I think I mentioned to you that you doubled the time with Debbie preparing for this, more than both your brothers sitting up there on the bima. I know you've already developed an exercise routine for this summer, and I'm excited to watch you and help you mature. Take a last moment to look around, look at the audience here. There's over 70 people in this room here for you. And know that you'll always have an incredible group of friends and family members to support you. Congratulations on your bar mitzvah. I love you.
As we now prepare for Kiddish and Hamotzi, we invite Benjamin, Josh, and Alex to join us. And it's also to be noted that this is a special Kiddish cup that comes from Karen and Rob's wedding.
We'll share in these blessings together. Let's rise so we can sing together. And Jonathan, if you'll take your place to lead us We raise that special Kiddish cup and we sing. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Borei peri hagafen. Amen. And a challah, as we prepare to enjoy Kiddush luncheon and celebrate, we sing, Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Good Shabbos.
Thank you for joining us here at Congregation Beth Israel in Houston. Sharing Shabbat with you is so meaningful for us. Let's join together again very soon. My best wishes to you for a very good week ahead. Shabbat Shalom.